everybody! Happy Halloween! I'm not going to be able to update the next month because I'm doing NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to be writing 7 pages a day, and that's a lot. So I won't have any room for anything else. But I'll be thinking about you guys, and in December there'll be something, hopefully. So today's topic is Edward being a Gary Stew. You remember my segment on why Bella is a Mary Sue. Now it's Edward's turn. Edward is a Gary Stew, as I just said, Mary Sue's male counterpart. There are 2 different types of stews, those written by males and those written by females. The former is designed to be a total badass. He has unparalleled martial arts skills or magical powers, harems of women, tons of money, and all the big guns. The latter is designed to be the perfect lover. He cares for naught but the happiness and well-being of his one true love, is good-looking, and has tons of money, and is way more sensitive than most heterosexual males are in real life. Both types of stews are the writer's ideal man. However, since the former has absolutely no relevance to Twilight whatsoever, I'll skip going into detail about it. Edward is a big, hunking stew, if I ever saw one. He's supposedly smart and handsome. He has tons of money, which I've already covered. He buys Bella everything Bella wants, or could ever possibly want. He even buys her stuff she doesn't want. He showers her with attention every moment of the day, even when she sleeps. Blah, 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 so forth and so on. In the interest of not repeating myself further, let me read you a passage that illustrates his stewness. Mostly his questions were easy, only a very few triggering my easy blushes. But when I did flush, it brought on a whole new round of questions, such as the time he asked me my favorite gemstone, and I blurted out topaz before thinking. He'd been flinging questions at me with such speed that I felt like I was taking one of those psychiatric tests where you answer with the first word that comes to mind. I was sure he would have continued down whatever mental list he was following, except for the blush. My face reddened because, until very recently, my favorite gemstone had been garnet, or was garnet, excuse me. It was impossible, while staring back into his topaz eyes, not to remember the reason for the switch. And naturally, he wouldn't rest until I'd admitted why I was embarrassed. Tell me, he finally commanded, after persuasion failed only because I kept my eyes safely away from his face. It's the color of your eyes today, I sighed, surrendering, staring down at my hands as I fiddled with a piece of my hair. I suppose if you asked me in 2 weeks, I'd say onyx. I had given more information than was necessary in my unwilling honesty, and I worried it would provoke the strange anger that flared whenever I slipped and revealed too clearly how obsessed I was. But his pause was short. What kind of flowers do you prefer? He fired off. I sighed in relief and continued with the psychoanalysis. Twilight PDF, pages 118 and 119. First of all, we're back to the abuse thing again. Look at, or in this case, listen to the prose. He commanded her after trying to persuade her, failed, because she wouldn't look him in the eye. In other words, he commanded her to answer him because he couldn't dazzle the answer out of her. Dazzling is a type of mind control he uses to get her to do what he wants. It's a power all vampires have to lull their victims into submission. Think about that for a while. I can't get over the fact that her boyfriend commanded her to do anything, and that she didn't tell him to fuck off about it already. It's not good boyfriend material there, nor is she a good role model. Oh, and the sky is blue. She says she fears provoking him to anger and that he's prone to going off whenever she talks about her feelings for him. If he cares for her, why does he get mad when she tries to express herself? Why do fans think he's so desirable again? Oh, right, because he's perfect. My ass. Second of all, she felt like she was being psychoanalyzed. I felt like she was taking one of those useless quizzes from Quizilla. What's your favorite gemstone? What's your favorite flower? Please, that tells him absolutely nothing about her. But in the bad fic writer's world, that's all the really important information. It's shallow, shallow, shallow. Well, I really suppose he asked her those questions so he could shower her with jewelry and flowers on the second date, but that does nothing to disqualify his stew status. Really? Yeah. What straight, honest dude in his heterosexual guy asks a girl he just properly met these kinds of questions? I can understand things like what's your favorite movie, television show, book, video game, whatever, because that provides a point of interest they could discuss further and possibly bond over. But Bella and Edward don't discuss things like that. They occasionally talk about music, but it's usually very vague to avoid alienating part of the target audience. In fact, all the important details as to why they like each other are kept purposely vague. It's more that fill-in-the-blank stuff that's made the series so popular. He just lets her jabber on and on about herself, and it's kind of creepy how he wants to know every little thing about her after their first date. It wasn't even an official date either. But to the target audience, it's wonderfully flattering, because real guys usually don't do that, and the fangirls dearly wish they did. It's a really immature way to approach a relationship, expecting to be the center of attention at all times and never giving something in return. It's like they really wanted an admirer and not a boyfriend, someone to worship the ground they walk on, or a servant to do everything for them. I can go on and on about how he's been written to be the perfect guy, but do I really need to? The Twihard's borderline cult-like obsession with him proves that well enough, I think. Just look at what happens when you try to tell them you think he's abusive and why. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. In the next couple of segments, I'll address Edward's multifaceted role in the series. I'll also examine their relationship, how their relationship shifted from his total dominance over her to them being more equal. Only, not really. This is Twilight, after all.